Hey, folks, this is Lonzo, the Godfather of West Coast Hip Hop, and today I'm rocking with the Compton Chronicles. This is a special podcast I do kind of randomly. When I got something hot to talk about, I'll fire up the cameras and I'll invite the guests, and we'll sit down and talk for a while, folks. Today, I have a young brother here I've been knowing for quite some time. I've watched his rise to the streets to a liaison, and now he's a city councilman in the city of Compton. Fought a battle to make it happen. Today my guest is none other than Councilman Andre Spoicer. Is it Hub City? Councilman Hub City? Is it Hub?
Lonzo, man, you've been knowing me too long, bro. You gonna call me Dre. That's what you gonna call
Spoicer.
me,
Oh man,
Councilman Dre will work for me.
Councilman Dre, I take that all day. I gotta give you respect, man. When you fight a fight like that and you win, bro, you earned your respect from everybody. Okay, that shows a lot of tenacity. And if you fight like you did to win this race and fight for the people the same way, we're gonna be all right.
Yeah, well then we're gonna be all right.
I'm proud of you, Doc. First of all, I got to say that just from brother that's been knowing you for a while, I got to say I'm proud of you, Doc. I know what you went through. I know what you had to go through. Kind of told you keep your eyes out, and you did, and you kept
you did.
And you won the fight, man. Tell me how you feeling today, man. Yesterday was your inauguration. How you feeling today?
Yeah, man, bro, I am on cloud 9, not cloud 11, 13, whatever it need to be, man. I'm riding high right now on emotions and just being just happy, man, relieved, overjoyed, anxious. I mean, there's so many different emotions that's going through my body, man. But it's really more just anxious, man, and just trying to get ready to get to work and do the things that I was supposed to, that I said I was going to do.
Now, what were those things you said you was going to do? I got to get it on record. Go for it.
The platform was economic development, housing, culture, and public safety was the platform.
Okay.
So we detailed a plan for every one of those platforms, for public safety, for housing, for culture, and economic development. So they would.
First 100 days, what you think? What you trying to get done the first 100 days?
The first 100 days, man, I want to just make sure that the district is getting the services that they have been withheld on for so long. I just want to get proper communication going on with my constituents. I want to sit down and talk with my block clubs, my community leaders. I want to know what they feel the issues are, what they feel that we need to address first. We obviously know we have an issue with the potholes. We know that we have a prostitution issue in the district. We know that we have a graffiti issue and tree trimming. So it's those basic needs that I just want to kind of get done and out the way, just so we can just like I say, get the basic stuff out of the way. So that would be like within the first 30 days for me, man. And I'm getting right to it and just addressing all of our sore spots, all of our issues.
That sounds like some jobs, man. I mean, or is there what would stop that from happening? Money, manpower, what?
Nothing's gonna stop it from happening.
Okay. Oh, okay. Y'all heard
nothing gonna stop it from happening.
We got him now. Okay, we got him on the playback button. All right.
Yeah, no, man. I'm not gonna come up with no excuses, man, and tell y'all, hey, man, we couldn't do this because X, Y, and Z. I mean, we're gonna have proper communication. Sometimes things can't happen, at the time that we would like it to happen, but you're gonna get the proper communication from me. You're gonna know what's going on in the city. You're gonna know what's going on in your district.
You still gonna do your radio show?
I'm still gonna do my radio show. As a matter of fact, I'm preparing to do an interview with a candidate for the school board. I figured I'll take the time to use my platform and the attention that I'm getting right now, and I kind of get a chance to shine it a little bit on this next brother, N.W.A. That's also that's running for school board right now.
Okay, I haven't met him yet. I need to talk to him, see what he's working with.
Yeah, okay. Man, another young man, highly educated.
Okay.
And you'll talk to him.
All right, no problem. What district is the casino in?
The casino is in District 4. District 4.
We need to have a
talk. It gets a little weird over there. You know what? Compton's dividing lines are a little confusing sometimes. You know, it's not like straight lines. You know, if you want to, typically speaking, Compton Boulevard divides all the districts. Compton Boulevard and Willowbrook.
Okay.
That typically divides all the districts.
Okay.
And sometimes you have all these extra, you know, curves and cutouts. But
now, does what's that? Or who is responsible for the overall look of the city? Is it Public Works or what group is that?
so, yeah, general services, you have public
General Services.
works.
Okay.
Yeah. And it just depends on what exactly you're talking about. But if we're talking about, you know, beautification, graffiti.
Reason why I said is because when I had my club in Inglewood, Current Affair, Inglewood would drive through my parking lot. If there were some weeds going through the asphalt, they would send me a letter, Mr. Williams, 15 days to get them weeds out the parking lot, or we gonna come get them out and give you the bill. Okay? We had to go out there with a hoe and spray and kill them weeds.
Right.
Dude, I go to the gym. Sometimes I come up Artesia, go to the gym, and I drive to the parking lot. You swear the casino was abandoned. This is something I didn't have to notice. I'm a stickler for stuff like that. Okay, I'm like, damn, would anybody want to gamble? But you know, that's another subject. I'm just saying that's not your problem. Maybe that's something you can talk to with your constituents about, because it just don't look good for it to be almost a jewel of the city, the second tallest building in the city, other than the courthouse, and it looked like that. I'm just saying because, you know, I got your attention.
Nah, Lonzo, I'm glad you actually mentioned that, because that was one of the things that that's actually a part of my platform when we talk about economic development. As you know, I got a couple businesses here in the city of Compton, and when we got our hair salon, my wife and I, the landlord didn't want to rent it out to us. The spot hadn't been rented out in, I want to say, about 15 years. And if you know any buildings in Compton, on Compton Boulevard, Long Beach Boulevard, on the main thoroughfares, if it's abandoned or haven't been used for a period of time, you can imagine the attention that particular lot gets.
Right.
And the guy didn't want to rent it out. You know, he wanted to bring a business in there, and he told me he gets more benefit. He gets more benefit on writing his business off on taxes than he does taking my rent. So what that meant was he didn't want my rent. He wanted to just continue to let the business or the building be what it was and just write it off on his taxes. Often that happens in the city of Compton. You can go down all these corridors and you see all these vacant lots, abandoned buildings, dilapidated buildings, and you wonder, how is that even possible? How can we let weeds grow out of the ground? Or how can we allow weeds to be, you know, my height at 6 feet, right, you know, on someone's lot and no one do anything about it? That's definitely an issue that we have in the city of Compton. It's something that our code enforcement should be taking care of.
That's code enforcement.
Code enforcement. That's a code enforcement job. And that's, you know, it's something that we can definitely talk about and talk to our code enforcement and just kind of see where they're at with it. I'm not throwing stones at our code enforcement, but I'm just pointing out some of the issues that I noticed as a constituent before getting in this position. And then, you know, you mentioning it and a few other people mentioning it, that, you know, some of these buildings and landowners just don't take care of their land. And it makes the city look bad.
It's actually disrespectful, man.
Yeah.
When you see a lot like that, you encourage dumping. You encourage illegal dumping because it looks like nobody don't care. So why should I? Okay.
Right. And the mindset is, man, don't nobody care. It's Compton. That's the mindset, and that's what pisses me off.
That's not true. That's the illusion that people want to have, but that's not true.
Oh no, I know it's not true, but
we both know that's not true. But for whatever reason, a lot of things get ignored or get accepted, and I think that's something that by you winning the fight the way you did, you ain't going for the okie doke. Okay.
No.
Not saying anybody else has, but we got a lot of new faces in City Hall right now, so we should have hopefully a new breath of fresh air in regard to making things happen. Simple as that. You know, it's going to take a little time for the learning curve, but after that, it's just a matter of coming to some kind of agreement that's going to be for the benefit of the city and the people of the city. And that's what I'm hoping we see with all the new faces in City Hall.
Right. And it's going to be about identifying the problems, the policies, the codes, whatever it takes to rectify whatever those issues are. We just have to identify them and work to rectify them.
Now, you
So
probably
I'm looking forward to working with the council right here that we have now. I'm looking forward to working with my colleagues on rectifying these situations. I didn't mean to cut you off. Go ahead.
No, you. I was in the clown a little bit. You're probably the first hip hop cat I can think of that's been in and stepped into politics. I mean, we had a couple of sports figures from the hip hop community, a former wannabe rapper. I mean, a studio owner, podcaster. I mean, that's saying a whole lot for your generation, man. And I got to commend that again.
It's been I'm from the city. I'm from the city, man, and we've been trying to change the image of Compton for a long time. For my entire life, you Google Compton and you get the worst of worst. And go ahead. I'm sorry.
I got to say this, man. I did an interview with a podcast out of South Africa. Okay, and they Lenzo, tell me about how is it in Compton? I mean, it's cool, just like every place else. How many drive-bys do you see in a week? Nobody see no drive-by in a week. What do you guys do for fun? What do you do for fun? Nothing. What movies do you go to? We don't have movies in Compton. You don't have movies in Compton? No. I mean, what do the gangbangers hang out? They get at home, I guess. I mean, these are the kind of questions I'm answering. I'm like, the imagery that Compton has been allowed to fester over the city of Compton is amazing on one end, and it's our fault on another. I mean, I think all we ever made was gangsters. Okay,
right?
True. That ain't true. We made you.
No, and honestly, man, it affects the image of Compton. Affects how people see us. Obviously, right? We've got from Africa, you get people saying, "Hey," asking all these crazy questions, but then also it changes how we look at each other and the expectations of ourselves.
Right.
I think that's why everybody that comes out of Compton has to, or a lot of people has felt the need to fit this stereotype. And when they come, the tough stereotype when they come out of Compton, and it's just a bad look overall, So
I have been in rooms, man, where people ask you where you from Compton. Oh, are you a blood or a Crip? And I'm 50-something years old. To being in my blood or a Crip, I'm a grown ass man. Oh, I'm just joking. Yeah, right. Okay. Yeah, right.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. Okay. Because I didn't bite into it. Now you want to change the subject, but that's real talk, though, Doc. What's the main thing in your district that you find that you want to address out the box? What's one thing that you really see that I know you got a few things you got to deal with. What's one thing that you really want to address as soon as possible?
Well, in order to do anything, we have to address the public safety issues.
Okay. And
we do have a public safety issue. So it's no way that we can build houses and bring people in and want to buy houses. We can't bring in new businesses or, all these companies that want to come to Compton. They want to know if it's safe. And we can't tell them that it's safe. So we have to figure out ways to make our community a little more safe. Public safety isn't necessarily policing. It's not always policing. It's not always throwing people in jail. Sometimes public safety is mental health facilities or mental health awareness or something that can address mental health, because a lot of people that are hurting people are hurt people. And their issues aren't being addressed. So of course they're going to go out here and do something. We have a poverty issue, which obviously breeds criminal activity. So, it's a lot of things that we can address as far as public safety that has nothing to do with policing. So that's one of my main things, is just trying to make the community a lot safer. And there's a lot of different things that we can do to do that.
I remember when I was when I had a business in Inglewood, they had I had a club at Hollywood Park Casino.
Mm-hmm.
And in order to work at that club, the citizens of the city got first options for any job.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know of anything like that?
So Compton has it's usually a 30% hiring rate. So you have to, so when you come into Compton, like for instance, you're building Compton High School,
Right.
you have to have 30% of your staff being from Compton. So, and it was the same thing with UPS. It was been the same thing with several different companies. Um, and what they, what we, what happens is sometimes they do start off with 30%, but the next 2 3 weeks they're talking about layoffs, or they'll send you to another location, but they never call you back. So it's starting to get our community weeded out over a period of time.
Hmm.
So we have to kind of stay on top of that, because again, we'll start off like, yeah, we make sure that all these people are hired, and then you're like, okay, we hire all those people, and then in 2 3 weeks you're like, all right, we're gonna start letting people go, or hey, we're gonna send you over here, and then you waiting 2 3 weeks for a call back, and you don't get the call back, and they start filling positions. So now we went from 30% to now 5%
Hmm.
over a matter of 2 or 3 months. So it's things like that that we have to identify and rectify.
Who would be responsible for making sure that that was stayed in effect? That's city
Now,
council.
I'm going to have to find that out. It's not city council specifically, but it's going to be my job to make sure that's being handled. So I'll take responsibility and say I'm going to find out, and we'll make sure that that's the case. But no, it's not me
Okay.
directly, but I'm gonna find out.
Cool. Now I know you got to go. I had to get this interview, man. It was something that's been on my heart since I've heard Friday that you won the election. You show something. Your fight shows something that I think that people don't even. Some people may not even recognize what you prove, because so many people are so adamant about saying your vote don't count. Your vote don't count. Well,
Mm-hmm.
technically, you would have lost by one vote. One vote if you hadn't fought the issue,
Yeah.
because you got finagled. We're not going to get into the details. We're not here to do all that right there. But because things got finagled, went where it was, it showed the power of voting. And
Mm-hmm.
that being said, can you tell people how important it is to get out and vote on June the 7th?
Oh my gosh. Listen, guys. If you follow the story at all, you know that my vote was decided by one single vote. And aside from obviously every vote counting, because this is local politics. This is not national politics. This isn't the president of the United States. This
Ain't
is
no electoral
your
college.
local government.
Don't mess up things.
What's
I,
that?
I just said ain't no electoral college that's going to change things around.
Nope,
Numbers
nope,
game.
it's not. And it's all about you showing up, because you only got 100,000 people in your community, and in this case, we're divided in districts, so it's even less than that. Those votes have to matter. They matter, and then on top of that, you also, and this is what Lonzo, I want people to recognize this as well. Compton's been known for having uh, voter fraud. We've been notorious for voter fraud. So on one end, we know every vote counts, but then on the other end, people use voter fraud to make those votes count, if that makes sense.
Right.
So I want people to be aware of the people that really don't live in the district or really don't live in the community that are actually voting, because some politicians or some candidates will do that. They'll register all their family members that stay in West Covina and then give them all a Compton address for this particular election. These are the things that we have to worry about. We got to worry about dead people voting, and what that means is people getting ballots and people's names that have deceased, have moved on, have passed on. So those are different things that we have to worry about in Compton. So we can't afford to not vote if we really have the power to cast a vote, because the people that are the most corrupt are going to use all those dead votes and all that voter fraud to make sure that they get in office. So we have to be concerned with that and conscious of all that.
All right, man. I'm sitting here doing some numbers here. I think your numbers was like 864, 865 between you and the Galvan, something like that.
It was 854 to 851 was the final count as of Friday.
Okay. 854.
Yeah.
851.
That's
That's
1,700 something.
1,705 people. Okay.
Yeah.
So 1,705 people. Wait. Now let's just say that's the same thing in all 4 districts. You got 17 times 4. That's roughly what, 6,000 people? And a little bit over 6,000.
Yeah.
Out of 100,000.
That sounds about right.
You got 6,000 people. I'm just guesstimating. I don't know the real numbers for the other 4 for the other 4 city council races, but just based on what you had to go through, you got 1,705 people. Using that number, multiplied times 4, you got roughly 6,000 and some change. Out of 100,000 people that make the decision on who run the city. Okay, that's not a very good turnout. Okay, that's not a very good turnout. That's if we got 6,000 people. That's 6% out of 100,000.
No,
that's 6%.
The numbers are horrible.
I'm
gonna give you something.
Go ahead.
I'm gonna give you something else sickening about that, because it's 100,000 people with only 45,000 registered voters.
Okay.
The average age of a voter is 65 years old. But the average age of Compton is 25 years old. So by all definitions, it's people that look like me and younger that aren't voting.
How old are you, Dre?
I'm 40. Just
okay. All right, that's a good thing. I thought you was gonna be the youngest, but you ain't the youngest, but you damn sure the first hip hop representative of any city district. I know everybody else is pretty much do something else. So people your age are lacking when it comes to the civic duty as far as voting. That's what we're saying. Okay.
Yep.
And these are the ones that's going to deal with whatever goes down in the city, probably the longest overall. I know Compton had the huge senior citizen voting base. What about the block clubs? What happened to Drake? Did he go?
I got a phone call, man.
Okay. All right, we still here.
And the question was,
what about the block clubs? Are they predominantly senior citizens as well, or do we have a variety of ages in the block clubs?
Honestly, we probably have a variety of ages in the block clubs.
Okay.
My district, we only have 3 block clubs right now, and I mean, typically it's heavy on the senior side.
Okay.
But they do bring their families out. You know, they're gonna bring their kids out, and the grandkids and whatnot, and they'll participate in like block club meetings. But I'm not sure that they're all participating in voting.
All right, no problem. We got a lot of love in the chat room here, Don.
Yeah, man. What's up with it, man? I seen Derek hit me, man. Marlon hit me. What's happening, y'all?
Yeah, these
got
are
David.
Now these brothers,
David Cox.
Yeah, these brothers are all over the country actually, and they are loyal followers of the show, and I'm glad they always come and check out whatever I got going. I do these kind of shows to show folks not only is it possible, it's happened before. So hopefully you'll inspire somebody else to do the same thing in their city. It may not be Compton, it could be anywhere else, but because you did it and you beat the odds, okay? You beat the cheat, okay?
I beat the cheat code, man. I beat the cheat code.
Okay. What would it take somebody? I don't want your personal business. What would it take somebody to run for office if they decided to run for office in a city same size as Compton? I know LA is a big number, 100,000 people or less. What would it take to run for a city councilman seat?
Are you talking about financially?
Budget wise.
What talking about?
What do you have to raise?
Budget wise, well, I'll say this. Budget wise, I spent $30,000 on my campaign, roughly about $30,000. I spent another $6,600 on a recount, and then I had to pay for a lawyer. So I mean, my situation was a little more, drawn out.
Okay.
I have to do a little bit more. Not many people are paying for, recounts or getting lawyers, so that might not.
Right.
30,000 is what I spent on the actual campaign.
Okay. All right. Cool. I mean,
And I in-house a lot of stuff. As you know, Lonzo, man, I got the hub. We got the hub radio, so we in-house a lot, man. I have photographers. I have, web designers. I have, I had a campaign manager. So a lot of things I was able to in-house. So $30,000 is actually a low number,
okay.
Comparatively to probably some other people.
All right. Now, who is your liaison?
My liaison is my ace boom coon, man. It's Tane Spears, man. She's been my my right hand for the last 5-6 years, and nothing's changing about that.
I've been knowing. I knew the answer already. I had you say it out there. That's all. I knew the answer already. Congratulations.
Yeah, people been asking, man. I'm like, look, I don't deviate from the crew.
All right. You know what? And I think that's very important, man. I think it's very important that you bring people up with you who got your back from the beginning. Because a lot of people are going to be on your team now who wasn't on your team at first. Just want to, oh, you won? I'm on your team now. Okay.
Yeah.
And you may have to be a little careful because
we're gonna take them people too. We're gonna take them people too.
Put them on the special.
But they might not get a job as a liaison.
Okay, that'll work. Folks, we got Compton's newest city councilman, a young man I've been knowing for quite some time. I've watched him grow up through the ranks, podcaster. He started off with me at the eve after dark.
Sir.
Okay. At the eve after dark, he would use my couch in the corner on Tuesday. Wednesday, and I would use his equipment on Thursday. That's how far we go back. Okay. I don't even know if we had aspirations.
Yeah,
that's when he was interviewing Asia Brown when she first ran for office. Okay. So I've watched this man. He's a serious young man. Under politics. He's very serious. He was a liaison for Michelle Chambers. He stepped out on his own, ran his own campaign, and now, after all the trials and tribulation, he is now officially Hub City Councilman. Hub City. No, I'm just Councilman Andre Spoicer. No matter what you are, you still a homie, Doc. Much love to you. I appreciate you. Much love. And tell your wife, I called your wife First Lady. Scared her yesterday. I said she's the First Lady of the 2nd District. She looked at me. Who you? It is me. No problem, folks. My man Hub City got to go. I got to go, folks. Thank y'all for watching. Thank y'all for tuning in. Thank y'all in the chat room. I'll be back tomorrow with my man Dr. Dre from Yo MTV Rap, the East Coast Dr. Dre, with another episode of Legendary Connects. Right now, we're doing the Compton Chronicles, folks. We are out of here till tomorrow. Peace.